Hello and welcome to The Mix Zone with me, Mica, your monthly Welsh Athletics highlights package centred all around you guys, the incredible athletes that Wales has to offer. We'll be talking track, field, mountains and everything in between in The Mix Zone. If you know someone who deserves a mention on our show, get in touch, tweet us at Welsh Athletics and hashtag Mica's Mix Zone, or slide into our DMs and give us a tag on Instagram at Welsh Athletics there as well. This week we've got so much in store for you. We'll be learning more about the 400 metre runner Joe Brier. We're talking athlete's voice, chatting to Aberdare Valley AC, and joined by a girl who probably runs more miles in a day than I will ever run in my whole entire lifetime. Jenny Nesbitt will be with us talking track, cross country and what's next for her. Hi Jenny, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, thanks for asking. But first, let's get the who, what, wheres of Wales in our monthly highlights.
Love it.
Okay, so first up, earlier this month was the Great North City Games in Gateshead, and this saw Melissa Courtney finish second in the mile in 4:33.73, and Di Green took to the road for the 400 metres where he finished fourth in a time of 48.30. Cardiff AC sealed the senior race double at the 52nd Welsh Road Relay Championships on Sunday, and Jenny, you were part of this relay, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
And we'll talk a little bit more about this later, but the conditions were a lot nicer for you this year.
Oh, so much nicer. Came away with a suntan.
Also, the junior athlete voice applications are now open. So Welsh Athletics are looking for young people aged 15 to 19 from across Wales to become part of the Junior Athlete Forum. And this is so important because Junior Athletes Forums will provide an opportunity for young people to voice their opinions and thoughts on our sport. You must be able to attend 2 meetings a year, and the first one will be held on Saturday the 19th of October at the Vale Hotel. So head to the Welsh Athletics website to see how to enter that. And of course, it is World Champs Month. I feel like I need like a echo on my voice.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, I know there's no Welsh athletes in this team this time, but it is the biggest event on the athletics calendar this year. And Jenny, will you be glued to the screen?
I will be glued to the screen. I'm very excited to see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be a good competition. I kind of am a little bit jealous already because I've seen a lot of athletes' Insta stories.
Yes, Dubai.
Yeah.
Looks incredible. That hotel.
Oh my gosh, they're waking up in the sunshine and they're complaining that it's 36 degrees.
God. I feel so sorry for them.
They don't understand what we're going through here. And then the Welsh Athletics 2019 Conference and Awards Weekend will take place on the 19th and 20th of October at the Vale Resort. So head to the Welsh Athletics website to book your tickets. I'm going to be there. I'm definitely going to be there. I like to get dressed up.
Yeah, I'm thinking of being there too. Any excuse to put a dress on.
Yeah, get out of lycra.
Yeah.
And Welsh Athletics have introduced a new award, which is the Athlete's Athlete of the Year. So votes will be open until Sunday the 29th of September. So make sure you get your votes in. Head to the Welsh Athletics website to see how to enter your votes there. But now you are all caught up on your monthly highlights. That was a lot of highlights. I feel like we've
been through a lot.
Yeah. All in 1 month. But later we'll be getting to know the other half of the Brier siblings, Joe Brier. But Jenny, it's your time to shine. Thank you for coming to chat to me.
No problem. It's great to be here.
And most people are on their off season right now, eating naughty foods and
having a lovely time.
Yeah, going on holiday, maybe even a little bit of partying.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's no rest for distance runners.
There's not really. I mean, we had a down week, as you could call it. I mean, I ran about 30 miles, I enjoyed a few more delicacies and a lot of alcohol. But apart from that, I'm back on the grind, and I kind of like being back in my routine, to be honest. I mean, I can kind of cover it up, but nah, I do love it.
Oh, and you, so last week you took part in the road relays.
Yes.
So we joke about you having no time off, but you know, it is back to work. So talk to me about how your season looks like.
So you kind of go from cross country and road to track and road, back to cross country and road to track and road. And that kind of goes on in a continuous cycle for however many years I decide to continue to do it for. There's like down weeks, but we never really take too much time off all at once. I kind of find if I take 2 to 3 weeks off, it's actually harder to come back and more niggles appear and things. So keeping ticking over is probably a better way to approach downtime than anything else. More for a mental reset rather than physical sometimes, I think.
And how much mileage are you putting in a week? Because I think I'm going
more miles than my car does, that's for sure. We usually run between 80 and 90 miles a week. 2 big sessions as well, and 2 gym sessions a week. So yeah, it kind of all adds up eventually.
Oh wow. And you started the year with a championship title to your name. You were at the UK Intercounties, and it was in the 10k cross country.
Well, they said it was 10k. Oh. I reckon it was more 11k, to be honest. Which was horrible when I got to 10k and thought I'd nearly finished and hadn't.
Oh no. This happened to me once, but it was only over 150 metres. So I can't feel your pain, but as a sprinter, that was a long way.
Must have been a horrible experience.
Now, I kind of want to know, if you had to choose between the two, would it be track or cross country?
People ask me this question. It's so hard to choose. Both have their positives. The thing I love the most about cross country is it's so orientated around racing. The time is irrelevant, and it doesn't matter if you run 40 minutes for a 10k or 33. It really doesn't matter. But the track, there's something about the atmosphere at a track race that you can't really beat anywhere else. And I feel like the whole dynamics and all the disciplines coming together is really exciting. But if I had to choose, I'd probably go for cross country.
Really?
Yeah.
You love the mud that much?
Absolutely. It's where I started as well. I mean, my first race was a cross country race, and kind of going back to that, the grassroots every year, it's really exciting.
Yeah, and you talk about where you started. Now, I gave your Power 10 a stalk, and I feel like stalking someone's Power 10 is the equivalent of stalking Insta.
Oh yeah. Just you can't mess up by accidentally liking a photo that was posted 5 years ago.
And if I went back quite far.
Okay.
And I did see some 100 metres. I did see some long jumps and javelin. So what made you finally decide on those longer distances?
Well, I did start off as a multi-event athlete, and quickly discovered that I couldn't run fast, I couldn't throw far, and I couldn't jump. So the only thing I was only half decent at was the 800 metres. So because I just decided that was my future, and kind of discarded everything else.
Oh, but coming away with that 800 win at the end is quite nice.
It's quite nice. I mean, it kind of put me from very, very bottom to bottom. So, sort of a bonus.
And what is it that you enjoy about distance racing?
I think there's something about distance runners that is different to a lot of other disciplines. I think the fact that we kind of just have to put our head down and get out the door every single day, mostly twice a day, and just run miles. It can be quite monotonous but almost refreshing at the same time, and it's just they call it the grind, just grinding away. And I mean, no one comes back for a run and says, oh, I really hated that. And to be able to kind of do that twice a day, sometimes it is quite fun.
And when you are running, what goes through your mind? This is something that intrigues me.
Well, it depends how I'm feeling on the day. Some days it's oh my God, how long is this mile? Because it feels like it is never ending. Other days it might be just good music and that gets you through. And then I love the social aspect of running, getting in a group with friends and just going for a run, and it kind of goes a lot quicker. But yeah, it's kind of just, sometimes nothing goes through your mind. You get back and you're oh my God, where did that hour go? But yeah, it's kind of a mix of things, really.
Yeah, and you said you listen to music sometimes. So I've spoken to some people about this, and they don't like music with lyrics because sometimes that can confuse them a little bit. So what sort of music do you listen to?
My Spotify is usually my Discover Weekly, and I get very excited on a Monday morning because, got a new playlist. But yeah, so it's basically whatever comes up on that. And then by the end of the week, I kind of know all the words to every song off by heart. So,
You said that you like the atmosphere sometimes when you're running track in the stadium. So is there a favourite stadium that you've ever...
Oh, I'm going to have to go with the Commonwealth Games Stadium last year. I mean, that was incredible. I've never walked out into a stadium with 65,000 people before, and the noise was insane, and I had 3 Aussies in my race, so every lap it kind of just got louder and louder, and it's something I'll never forget. But then also go to every race trying to compare it to that, and sometimes it's quite disappointing. This year we had the World Student Games in Italy, and there was a total of about 8 people in the 60,000 seat stadium, so it wasn't quite as atmospheric.
Oh, so I mean, how as an athlete do you sort of motivate yourself after that? Because a lot of people do struggle after going to a major to then come back and be doing your British Women's League or an open meet somewhere.
Definitely. I mean, it's quite a different dynamic, but almost like I came back from Australia last year really, really motivated. Like I went there like not really for the experience more than anything else, and with the knowledge that in 4 years' time it's going to be in Birmingham. And to me, that is literally as close to home as you can get. So I came back really motivated to kind of be competitive in the next Commonwealth Games. And I think I was able to really put that energy into my training, and I had a really good summer in the end. So yeah, I came away motivated. But yeah, I can definitely see how people kind of fall into that slump after a major champs.
Yeah. And so training for the you compete in the 3, the 5 and the 10K.
Yeah.
It must be so brutal on your body.
Oh, sometimes you kind of like see the racing as the easy part. The training can be really, really intense, but I kind of enjoy getting to the end of a really hard day and feeling absolutely wrecked. It's almost like kind of like, oh right, I really succeeded today. I feel absolutely dreadful right now, and I need to go to bed. It's about 6 p.m. So it is really hard, but you kind of have to be a bit mental to do it.
Yeah. And so you do a lot of training. I can see this. But what do you do to relax from training? How do you switch off from all that?
Get me a good coffee and a piece of cake any day, and I'll be very happy.
I suppose because you are, you must be burning so many calories. You can probably indulge a little bit more.
I do, yeah. I'm not afraid to admit that I enjoy cake on a very regular occasion. And like you said, yeah, I mean, to be as successful as you can in any sport, you have to be happy and you have to be healthy. And if that means I have to eat cake every day, then, I'm not complaining. So be it.
That's very funny. I wish I could eat cake every day. There is actually a cake sat in my kitchen.
Is there?
And it's actually really embarrassing. It's probably about 12 days old.
Oh my God.
And I looked at it last night and I thought, there's no mold on it.
Oh no.
I didn't eat it, I promise.
Go and treat yourself to a fresh slice.
This month, you will be taking on a whole new challenge. You'll be heading to Cardiff Met to start a Masters.
Correct.
Right? And it's going to be in sports broadcasting.
It is.
Yeah, so this is good practice.
This is good practice.
Is this something that you've always wanted to do?
I think so. Like, I've always been really interested in like the media aspect of sport. And when I first started my undergrad, I actually wrote a blog post every single day for a year because I was just kind of like intrigued to see if I could do it. And I really enjoyed doing it and got the opportunity then to write for Athletics Weekly and a few other kind of running web pages. So ever since then, I kind of had thought that's definitely a route I want to go down. And moving to Cardiff and seeing this as a opportunity, I was like, oh, well, I may as well jump on it and see what happens. So hopefully it kind of goes well. And
what would you like? What would your hopes be from it? Would it be to go into like commentary or written? Or
Ideally, I'd love to become some sort of freelance broadcast journalist, media type of person where I can combine my training and stuff, but also kind of get really involved in the other side of sport, because I think as an athlete you kind of only see it from one side, and I think kind of looking at the other side of what's involved and learning a load of new skills is only going to kind of help me in the future.
Coming back to university.
Oh God.
In 2018 you were the Bucks 5,000 metre bronze medalist. So will you look to compete at Bucks while you're back?
I think so. I am especially got my eye on the cross country. It's something I haven't quite managed to nail yet, and I'd really like to go and get on the podium. I got bronze in my first year in like 2016, I think. But I'd really like to kind of, get as close to the top as possible. And I think that's, definitely on my radar.
Well, we'll be watching you, and I don't want you going out on Freshers Week.
I'll try and restrain myself from the excitement.
Jenny, thanks so much for talking to me.
That's not a problem.
It's been great to have you. And all this talk of running, I kind of feel like I might be motivated to do more than, well, I don't even do a warm-up lap. I might do one warm-up
I reckon,
lap.
I reckon you should try at least 400 metres before your sessions.
Oh, gosh. Okay, maybe I'll try it. I'll try it in the future.
Give it a go.
Thank you so much for coming and chatting.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Joe, thanks for joining me on this month's Minute Meet. And tell us a little bit about what you've been up to, because it's very quiet in here. No one's training. You're not training. You're on your month off. Month off, or?
It feels like a month.
Yeah.
No, I've just been chilling a bit since British Champs.
Had a really good season as well. Like, what was your best achievement from the season?
Probably from indoors, actually. Getting selected for European indoors, so like my first GB senior vest, that was pretty cool. And then outdoors, I'd say getting a silver medal at European under-23s.
That's okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Right,
yeah, it was good fun.
Okay, right. Let's crack on with Minute Meet. So we're going to put a minute on the clock.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go down here, ding, and we'll start. So track or field?
Track.
Dog or cat?
Oh, I have both. Dog. No, cat. Cat. I like cats.
Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Phone call or text?
Text.
Cardio or weights?
Cardio.
KJT or Dina Asher Smith?
Dina.
Music or podcast?
I like podcasts at the moment.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Subscribe to our Welsh Athletics one.
Yeah.
Okay. Sprint suit or vest and shorts?
Oh, sprint suit every day.
Big party or Netflix night in?
Big party.
Oh, don't let Matt hear that. Bath or shower?
Shower.
Trainers or flip-flops?
Trainers.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Usain Bolt or Mo Farah?
Bolt.
Ocean or mountains?
Mountains.
Sweet potato or French fries?
French fries.
Horror movie or comedy movie?
Horror.
Pizza or burger?
Burger.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Relay, leg 4 or leg 1?
Leg 4.
Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Ketchup or mayo?
Ketchup.
Olympic gold or millionaire?
No, Olympic gold. It's gotta be.
You had to think about that one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all the questions, Joe. Thank you for playing.
No worries. I'm
You
gonna shake my
can
hand
shake
out.
It's very formal. I feel like we learned a little bit about you. Maybe some insight into what you're going to do with your time off. Listen to some rap music whilst eating cake.
Yeah, definitely.
And play with your cats.
Yeah,
Your dogs.
that's what I do anyway.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Been great to have you.
Thank you.
I'm out of the studio and I'm down at Aberdare Athletics Club to meet up with the chairman, Richie, to see how Aberdare are getting on after the renovation of their new, beautiful track.
You know, having a track facility somewhere like Aberdare, I think in the valleys, to have a facility like this, I think it's something that other areas are quite envious of, because in the valleys to have an international athletic track is really, we're in a very fortunate position then. It's a very iconic valley. I'm going to say that I'm from Aberdare. And it's a site that can be seen from all around the valley as well. The leisure facilities have been here for 40, 50 years, so everybody's very much aware in this valley of the site, and having a track situated here now just stands out. On top of that then, the benefits this has given to the club in terms of the amount of athletes we've had come through our doors in the last 12 months has allowed the club to not only grow in terms of the membership and the young people coming in, but also the assistants, the volunteers. And by growing a bigger base of volunteers, we're able to engage now with the schools and the wider community to let them know that not only the facilities here, but the experience and the know-how to take people on the journey is there as well. It's given our young people a reason to stay with the club. When it was my generation, when you came to a certain age, you'd have to go to the bigger clubs in Wales, which is what all our athletes did. What we're hopefully building now is a section from top to bottom where young people can come in and they don't have to leave this club to go to the bigger clubs, that they can see their athletics through from the beginning to the end. And this cross-country season, we're really excited that the fact that we're putting in under 11 boys and girls to the first Gwent League, and we've got a full over 70s men's veterans team as well. So, you know, we're thriving, not with just the junior section, but right up to our 70-year-olds at the club, which is fantastic. Well, we use the usual social media platforms of Twitter and Facebook. We're engaging with the schools, we're engaging with the community out there. In a valley like this, you know, we got the full support of the leisure services who advertise as well, and they've helped us with the leafleting and things like that. We go to the competitions, the school competitions, and we advertise and give out golden tickets to certain athletes when they come in as well, to try and encourage them. From distance running, sprinting, throwing, jumping, I think it caters for every sort of different ability out there, but also our vision, and our vision as a club is for disabled athletics. But every strand, every background, whatever your background, whatever your ability, we take them on. We pride ourselves in having ambition for our young athletes, but not being elitist. That's a key part of it, to be welcoming. So if you're somebody who struggles in the field of athletics, you'll still have a warm welcome here. So, but no, this club isn't for children. This is club from literally from the moment you can walk until you can't any longer. We will accept you and welcome you.
Thank you, Richie. If you liked what you saw at the beautiful Aberdare AAC, they have club nights on a Tuesday and Thursday evenings for all events starting at 7 p.m. And on Thursdays, new athletes can go down for screening at 6 p.m. too. Now, sadly, that is it for this week's Mica's Mix Zone. I told you it would be jam-packed, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you know someone who deserves a mention on our next show, get in touch, tweet us or Instagram us at Welsh Athletics and hashtag Mica's Mix Zone. And join me next month where we'll be talking more track and field and everything in between. Thank you, bye.